Good morning, everybody. Hey, yesterday we had kind of a goofy thing with Tangle, who is the last kitten of Belle's kitties. And I wanted just to explain what happened was I thought they were going to be here much earlier, and I just calculated their timing different in my head for them. And I really needed to go out yesterday for my movie, more importantly my popcorn, and just to have a little time. So I had already gone over a lot of stuff with the new owner, and so we had everything ready, all was fine, and they did come and pick Tangle up. I had the adoption papers, the health records, everything ready. And so someone here, I think Lynette, just simply put Tangle in a pen and showed him the health record and that. So we're fine, but I wanted to make sure we had a record that Tangle was adopted, and he was the twin, or she was the twin of Tingle, and Tingle was short hair, Tangle was the long-haired baby. This was his baby picture. He was 3.5 weeks old here, and then this is when he was all stretched out, still as a baby because his hair hadn't grown yet, but when he left, his hair was probably all of that long. So he was so cute. He arrived here and his siblings when he was 3.5 weeks old. He came on July 8th and was adopted out yesterday. His birthday, June 12th. And Belle was the mama that had showed up here. And she didn't stay, and she went down. What she ended up doing was going down to my neighbor, Deb, and she also feeds the kitties outside. So if I'm missing a kitty, I call Deb. If Deb sees a kitty that she hasn't seen before, she calls me. We keep in good contact with each other on it, and she spays and neuters everything down there. But she called me one day and she said, there's a cat down here with a collar on with a bell, hence her name. And I said, that's the black and white kitty that we had seen here and hadn't seen it. She said, well, you know, she's had some babies. So we went down on a day that she was had to work. She said we could go down and look for them, and we couldn't find them. There was like 5 of us that went down, but there's 10 acres there, so we looked and looked and looked and went on the trails and all that. And when she got home from work in the afternoon, she could hear them talking. So she followed their voice, and they were in the top of a double floored doggy house. So that's where they were. They were 3.5 weeks old, and then she also had, we had already had Belle. Remember, she was trapped. And then we realized that, hey, there's babies out there. So Tangle got to have his good inside home yesterday, and he is their only pet. There's no other cats and no other dogs, and they live fairly close by. Not very far away at all. So we sent all his toys and some goodies and samples of his food and all the things that we send in the adoption bag. And I'm sure he's going to do just fine. They're going to be home now, I believe, for a couple days and help him acclimate. And isn't it cool that, because we always want to do that, have the parents or new parents be there at least a day or two and help them acclimate to their new home before they disappear, you know, go to work or whatever. And so that is happening with Tangle as well. So that's our older baby look of him. And then his 3.5 week old baby. All right, so he's already there. And thank you. I miss him. He was a cutie. He was also one of those that loved to share all the food. All right, let's get you in our books, babe.